Hello. So it's really late, and I do think my neighbors hear me at night. I don't want to be an asshole, but I still want to play this game and talk about things. And it's fairly late, and I want to talk about sleep. Do you ever oversleep? I know I do. I oversleep quite often. And even when I oversleep, I do not feel rested, which is kind of contradictory, isn't it? It's like, why do I feel more tired sleeping 10 hours than if I got 7.5 hours? It's just strange. Well, I did some Googling to answer this question that I've been wondering about. And there's several reasons. The first reason is that uh, sleep is in a way a fasting. Like, you don't consume any liquids at all if you get a full night's sleep. And it's just a longer time that you're being dehydrated, right? But I'm not sure if I buy that so much. I don't know if 2 more hours of not drinking water is really gonna make me that much worse. What I do believe, though, could play a role is that, let's say I wake up at, I usually have a pretty consistent sleeping schedule. I wake up at like 8 a.m. and immediately have a cup of coffee. It's like the first thing I do. Oh, I can quit at any time, I promise. I'm not addicted. So if I add 2 hours to when I consume that coffee, I might just face some withdrawal syndromes, right? So that could play a role. But I think the point that I actually buy, though, is the circadian rhythms. We actually sleep in cycles, usually 90 minutes, but it can vary between person to person. And if you wake up in the middle of a sleep cycle, that's bad. That's when you feel like doo doo. And your body gets used to waking up at a certain time. Your body gets really used to patterns of sleeping, and if you break that pattern, you'd say there's a high likelihood that it will mess with your circadian rhythm, and you'll wake up in the middle of a sleep cycle. And if you wake up in the middle of a sleep cycle, then your body and your mind is like desynced. Your body is like, I'm awake, but your mind is like, oh my god, I didn't finish the sleep cycle. It's the middle of the night, essentially. Your body's like, oh, it's day. And your mind is like, no, it's night. And you feel like shit. Essentially. And I buy that. Because the past few days I've been sleeping a lot. Don't know why. Reasons. And when I wake up, I just feel awful. I'm like, dude, shouldn't I feel better if I get more sleep? apparently not. So you should really try and aim on waking up when a sleep cycle, when one of those 90-minute sleep cycles are done, right? And it's really as simple as knowing roughly how long it takes for you to fall asleep. The average is like 10-15 minutes. So get consistent in how fast you'll fall asleep. So if you can consistently get to sleep in 15 minutes, then you can calculate of when you should wake up and when you should go to sleep. So if you can calculate that you're going to fall asleep at, let's say, 11 p.m., then you just add every 90 minutes, right? You plus 90 minutes, and at the end of the 90 minutes, you want to wake up. So, for example, if I fall asleep at 11 p.m. and want to wake up at 8 a.m., now that's a lot of sleep, right? But the grogginess comes from messing up the sleep cycles. So, falling asleep at 11 p.m., waking up at 8 a.m. is ideal. Waking up at like 7:30 would mess with your sleep cycle a bit. Yeah, because also another thing I've noticed, which is probably a reason to why I feel so awful when I sleep for a lot of hours, is that I don't think I have the best pillow and the best bed. I think I have shitty posture when I sleep, I believe. And I usually wake up with a very tensed neck. Usually like the neck muscles are very tense when I wake up, which is probably because I lay down very stupid. And that it gives me a tension headache. So add on top of being dehydrated, not hitting that caffeine bump when you usually get it, getting tension headaches, and messing up your circadian rhythm, I can really understand why I would get a very bad headache. Now that I think about it, that sounds awful. So I guess really to mitigate that is just don't oversleep, I guess. Simple enough, right? But to not oversleep, you really need or really the problem is no. Yeah. Barbados. How often should you change your sheets? I do it. Poker anyone? I do it at least like once a month, right? I switch everything. But if I've been really like sweaty, I change more often than that. And also a key thing to getting that like to hit those circadian rhythms correctly, you need to know how fast you're gonna fall asleep, right? And a way that I did get very consistent in falling asleep was not using my phone in bed. Now, I was forced to do that since my phone broke. So I had to spend like a week without a phone in my life, which meant that I couldn't really do anything in bed. I just laid there and fell asleep. And ever since then, I haven't used my phone in bed. It has made my sleep more consistent, at least. Like I fall asleep very fast. I do believe that's probably one of the greatest tips I would give anyone that has bad sleep. That don't use your phone in bed or any electronics really. And also really don't do like activities in your bed other than sleeping. Like don't sit in your bed and like watch a movie or whatever, because you'll start to associate your bed with other things than sleeping. You really just want that to be like it's like a Pavlovian response, right? If every time you lay down in bed you sleep, then your brain will eventually be like instantly react to you stepping into bed and be like it's goddamn sleepy time now. And I do believe it works, at least from the experience I've had now. Equatorial Guinea, Bahrain, Micronesia, Lesotho. I've been watching a lot of, or I watched leagues in RuneScape. It's like the Trailblazer League, and I watched a lot of Wooks. Man, he's probably one of the most unintentionally funny streamers I've experienced. The way, I don't want to offend the man, but his answers are so dry that it's just hilarious. I love it. I love him so much. Oh no, I pressed Austria and Switzerland. The way he answers questions with such like, I don't want to say innocence. I'm sure he knows what he's doing. He just he doesn't want to, get any misinformation out there. But it's like, oh, Vox, do you listen to music, or what do you think about listening to music when working? He's like, sometimes when I work, I listen to music, and sometimes I don't. It's like, yeah, okay. It's like, I know it sounds incredibly boring, but I love it. Wait. Oh my god. Serious over here. Come on, you know that. Mauritius. I mean, I admire him. He's an extremely good player. I say like by far one of the best. He's by far the best. At least his legacy in bossing. I'm sure there's people who now is better at him at like doing inferno caves and stuff like that, but the way he managed to tackle new content and being the first is just, his problem solving abilities under duress is just amazing. The Solomon Islands. Huh. What? Oh. Yeah, so I'll try and aim and get to sleep at 11 a.m. now. Because I want to be awake at least 11 p.m. and be asleep at 8. What am I talking about? I need to be asleep at 8 p.m. to be awake at 8 a.m. I'm just confusing myself so much. Cuba. Cuba is bigger than I thought. Let's just finish this up. Wrap it up, wrap it up. Come on, do you think I have all day, mister? Switzerland, Ireland, Iceland, Russia, Oman. Let's learn a fact, maybe. I feel like learning. Oh. Honduras. Let's learn about Honduras. Wait. I know that Honduras is there. Honduras. Wiki. Honduras. He speaks Spanish. What is Honduras famous for? Honduras is known for its rich natural resources, including minerals, coffee, tropical fruit, and sugarcane, as well for its growing textiles industry. Well, I want something that's unique, not like, oh, they have resources. Honduran coffee is famous. HondurasTravel.com is being very melancholic about this. The sad truth to this question is that many people do not even know that Honduras exists. At the beginning of the 20th century, Honduras became the world's largest producer and exporter of bananas. As a matter of fact, the term Banana Republic was coined in Honduras. Oh, dude. Didn't like the Banana Republic play a part in like the Banana War? With like Chiquita and Dole? Wait, Banana Republic? Is Banana Republic Chiquita? It's a clothing brand. What am I talking about? I mean, okay. I'll just associate banana with Honduras, I guess. Honduras, bananas. Maybe that's fair. I don't think that's offensive. Guyana, the only English-speaking country in South America. Or primarily in... Why do I always get that one wrong? Also, one thing I've noticed is that about myself is that I have a very hard time just working for 2 hours on something. Like, when I start working, I want to keep going for a long time. I can't just do 2 hours and stop. I think that maybe is a key to working, or to like get work done, is that early in the day I start working, because what prevents me from working later on in the day is usually that I'm like, it's really just 2-3 hours left in the day where I could reasonably work, and that usually puts me off. And also, I don't like working tired. I absolutely despise that. I almost have like PTSD from doing all-nighters. Bulgaria's not up there. Belarus. Maybe I should try that tomorrow. When I wake up, I just start doing work while with my coffee. Maybe that's a plan. Yeah, future Joshua, please do that. It will be great. You will not regret it. When you wake up, just immediately start working and see how far you can get. 95. Have I hit that high before? I don't know. I'm going to bed.